and welcome to Let Yourself Be Danced. My name is Kjas, and today I want to make a video about dancing your way back home. You know, truly connecting with yourself through dancing, and why that is, and through dancing, living from the inside and out, because the door to happiness opens outward. So, like I mentioned in my first video, in my depression I always liked to dance, and I tried to dance when I was depressed, and I couldn't dance, and I couldn't understand it. I had absolutely no sense of connection to how to move, I was just standing there and trying, to move, and yeah, I was basically doing it logically. Like, I could remember how to do things, but things didn't come from the heart. So, and I've experienced that with various things throughout my life, or the time that I have been dancing a lot. And I think it comes down to really connecting to yourself in the same way, because when you're disconnected to yourself, who is disconnected from whom? You create this separation within yourself, and I believe it is the same kind of separation we also create within life. So it is basically the connection between the dreamer of the dream and the character of the dream. So we can also in our daily life establish this kind of connection between the mind and the body. And I've tried this a couple of times. For example, when I have, sometimes I use, for example, various plant medicines, but also THC oil that I then would take in nature, preferably alone. And when I've had a little bit too much and I feel like it becomes uncomfortable, I will start dancing, because it goes too much to my head, you can say. So when I then start dancing, it's like I'm creating this connection again. I'm creating the connection to my heart, and then I all of a sudden feel way better. And this idea of being home, being centered within yourself, I mean, I believe when you are living in the light of who you truthfully are, then there will not be much room for darkness. But the further you are away from this light of who you truly are, the more darkness and the more shadows you will see in the world. So when you are connected, people will not in that sense make fun of you, at least it will not bother you at all. As long as you seek validation and confirmation, and you are not really home. And as long as you do that, you will feel attacked. So I've often, but now and then when I dance, and I'm very much dancing my own dance, and this is the whole idea for me of the dance of life. It is the expression of who I truly am. I mean, words, verbal language is very limiting, and what we put out is what we get back in. What goes around comes around, and you reap how you sow, and all these kind of things, like you would do in a dream at night. What you put out is what you get back in. So when you're only expressing yourself by language, by verbal language, by words, you are in that sense limiting yourself. You're limiting the way you can express yourself. So by expressing yourself through dancing, you can also in that sense get confronted with more of the world back to you. But anyways, so when I'm dancing on the dance floor, I sometimes experience people who are a little bit, let's say, provoked, because I believe it is because they experience my freedom, because I'm really, really free when I'm dancing, and I don't drink alcohol. So when I'm out there dancing, some people feel a little bit provoked, and they come up and want to make fun of me. So they'll come up and stand in front of me and behave crazy, like, you know, because this is like an interpretation of how they might see me, I don't know. But I would just, you know, keep on dancing. I would actually start dancing with them. So I would just look into their eyes and I would just, you know, start dancing with this idiotic way of dancing that they're engaging in right now. And 10 out of 10 times, these people would start feeling really, really insecure because they feel that I don't take over, or I don't feel that kind of insecurity that they're trying to project onto me. Because I'm home, I'm staying within myself, and I know this is my dance. I know I couldn't dance any other dance, even if all the experts on the entire planet would tell me, hey, you're doing something wrong there. I know that this is such a deep truth within myself, that this is how I move. I can do it another way, but then I would have to use my logical mind to do it. And then it is not my dance of life, then it is a learned dance, and this it's also fine, you know, it also definitely has a place within society, but to dance from the inside and out is, to me at least, another story. So these people who are definitely not home when they're doing this, because the more you are connected to yourself, the less you would, again, the less shadows you see, the less you have the need to make fun of others. So the more you are loving and in love, the more love you will experience. So the more you have the urge to criticize someone else, the further you most likely are away from yourself. So to me, this is a very, very good way to connect with yourself, and that's why I always encourage anyone to dance to all your vibes, you know, not only to happy music, but dance to all the various dances that, or all the various feelings and emotions and whatever size of yourself that you experience when you listen to all kinds of music, you know, dance to all of it. And it is really a really nice way to express yourself, and the more you express yourself, the less this energy gets stuck inside yourself, and the less you would have to run away from it. So the more you get in touch with yourself and all your feelings, the more you are in that sense home. And when you are home, you can say, that is when things you need can find you. That is when you all of a sudden, like coincidentally, at the bus stop meet someone who can lead you to something that you need. Or, you know, we often experience these things that when we are really, really relaxed and at ease, all these coincidences come our way, all these positive things. But when we are in distress and all these kind of things, like, we are not really centered. So this is a really, really good way of tuning into ourselves and getting, I will not say getting into the moment, I will say it, but it gives the impression that we are in the moment, but I believe that we are the moment. So you're just connecting to yourself in that sense. When you are connecting to yourself, and you can do that to various things, like, and they often have something to do with creativity, because it is in that energy that like the connection, or the energy of who you truly are is it's the creative force. So you will often feel very creative there, and you will experience less time, and you will therefore not age as much. So when I'm out dancing, and let's say I've been dancing for 5 hours, but I only feel like I've been dancing for, let's say, 1.5 hours, then I have only aged 1.5 hours, because time is not something external. So the more you are able to stay, you know, home and in the moment, and do what you truly feel like, what you have passion for, and express that, the less you will age, and the more you stay young. And that's why we see all these people who are always stressed. They get old so fast because they create so much time. But when you are able to, let's say, also play the main character in your life, you know, don't be an extra, don't be someone else's bitch in that sense. Really be the main character, be at the center of the experience. Don't aim for being at the center of someone else's experience, because that's none of your business what someone else is experiencing, or even how someone else is experiencing you. But when you play the main character of your own life, even when you're just passive, even when you are just observing someone, you are still the main character, even though you are in silence, which I also recommend doing for various periods of your life. But with the dancing, we can connect with the vibe of ourselves, so to speak, connecting to the music, to the beat, to the pulse of life. So I mean, as I see it, it is just, just facing it, just face your fears in that moment, because you can dance. Anyone can dance. And it is not like you are afraid of dancing because you can't dance. The thing is, you can't dance because you are afraid of letting go. So, and no one knows how you should dance. You don't even know it yourself logically. You just know it intuitively when music comes and you are ready to let go of your, let's say, your identity, so let go of identity and let go of trying and just let it flow through you. So it is not a striving, it is an arriving. And where you arrive is home. It is who you truly are. So when you live from that authentic place, so and again, these things what I'm talking about does not only apply for dancing, it is life in general. So be authentic, be truthful, and that is also how you purify your mind and your heart. And this is when, they say, the Lord returns and these kind of things. But when you have a pure heart, this is also when you then again will receive a more pure signal. But to connect with the heart is also the reason why it is said that dancing is so good against heart disease. I know there are a lot of scientific explanations for it as well. Like everything, there's a scientific explanation for a certain thing. Like love is just a couple of chemicals in the brain and all these kind of things, but it often is something within or beyond the physical that we're trying to explain a certain thing with. So yeah, I mean, just let go, because you can't make a misstep. All you can do is like basically fall over your own thoughts, and don't, and this again for life as well, don't be afraid to step on someone's toes, because you dance your authentic dance. If you dance your authentic dance from the inside and out, whoever's toes you're stepping on needs his toes to be stepped on. And you need then the interaction with that. Either, have the interaction and say, I don't want to have anything to do with it, but it doesn't matter. Whatever comes in is what you need as an experience to either say, I don't want it, or I will engage in it. It doesn't matter. Don't try to protect yourself against the consequences of acting in love. Don't fear the consequences of acting in love. Just be you. Dance your dance. And you will maybe experience amazing things when you're truly living from the inside and out, and letting the world see you and even judge you for who you truly are. Take care.